Hey, yo, Tim, thanks for that intro. I appreciate it. What's up, everybody? My name is Chris Record, and I'm excited because today we're going to dive into AI marketing. And I've been doing AI marketing the entire year, whether it's creating my membership sites, creating all my content, my videos, even creating ad campaigns, writing out scripts, using it for productivity, but also for marketing. I've been creating custom talking avatars, improving vocals online, in case you don't have podcast studio quality stuff. Be able to do tons of stuff, and also being able to do it all faceless. So a lot of the stuff I've been doing has been faceless, meaning that I'm using AI avatars, I'm using voice cloning, I'm using scripts that ChatGPT writes, all of this kind of stuff. And it's super cool because not only does it allow you to be more productive, but it also allows you to find creative ways to make money online. And like Tim says, it's only halfway through the year, have already done over $1 million in sales as a result of AI, and it has been fantastic. Even entire presentations with hundreds of slides put together by AI have been used to close as much as $450,000 in a single day. In fact, in like 90 minutes on a single webinar Zoom presentation that I did. So this is fantastic. We've never seen anything like this, and I'm excited to be able to teach it to you today. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off, I put together some slides. We're gonna dive into these slides first. That's gonna give you an overview of today's session. Then I'm just gonna share my screen and start walking through each of these tools step by step. And of course, this is gonna be a 30,000 foot view. This is gonna be a high level overview of a lot of different tools because we've only got about an hour, right? And so each one of these needs at least an hour on its own to really clearly do it, but I'm gonna do my best. And if there's any tools or any other things referenced in this video, what I'll do is I will give those resources to Tim, and below or around this video should be a link where you can get some additional information to be able to help you. So I'm here to serve. I love teaching, and this is something that I actually use every single day in my life. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into these slides. All right, so in today's session, you're gonna walk away with several ideas on how to use AI tools to make money online, as well as some practical tips and strategies to start using AI in your business every single day. What we're gonna cover is my daily AI marketing tools that I use basically every single day, what AI can help you create online as a content creator. We're gonna cover how to create talking AI avatars, how to clone your own voice, how to create AI background music, how to make AI videos from prompts, and most importantly, ways to make money using AI tools. Now, and you're just simply gonna need to get creative to be able to figure out how to use these to your advantage. So what I wanna do now is I wanna show you some examples of some AI videos that I've created, and then I'll walk you through the tools that I use to create those, and then we'll summarize by showing you this video in the description somewhere. So with that being said, here's an example of some videos that I created with AI. What's up, everyone? Chris Record here, and welcome to another bootcamp. Today, we're gonna talk about using OPC to get massive engagement.
Tip 4, warm up and cool down. Begin each workout with a warm-up to prepare your body for exercise, and finish with a cool down to help your body recover.
They call me Greg Cardone, always in the zone, making money is my motto, sell a beat soul, let's go. I just closed $1 million on the phone. When it comes to selling, I'm the king on the throne. Social media got us in a trance. Look, now we all doing the thumb dance. Social media got us in a trance. Look, now we all doing the thumb dance.
What's up, y'all? Snoop Dogg here, and welcome to AI Bootcamp number 4.
You're gonna be able to use a combination of text to video, text to image, talking avatars, being able to create content, being able to have background music, being able to do everything that you wanna do using the power of AI, and being able to create stunning imagery to be able to use as B-roll in your videos, maybe to be able to use it on your social media posts, and so much more. So as you can see, there's just so much value that comes with learning AI and learning how to do things in just minutes. Literally everything you're seeing is just done by prompts. So just check out my walls, check out the artwork, check out the art in my office. My YouTube thumbnails are put on canvases, upscaled all with AI. I was logging into Midjourney and creating art, whether it was cars, supersized Teslas, BMW i8s, you name it, all creating art for my office, even myself on stage using AI. And then having fun with it and just letting my mind be the imagination, right? Creativity. And so that's what I want to encourage you to do today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into some real world examples to show you how. Okay, now here's a great example of an actual case study of me putting this in application. My friend Michael just uploaded this video into my Vimeo account called TikTok Business Center Setup. Now this is a 6-minute video. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to download it. Then we're gonna listen to it, and I'm gonna do two things to it very, very quickly. that's going to dramatically improve this video using AI. The first is that I'm going to improve the audio. So we're going to listen to the audio before and then after. And then the second is I'm going to add a talking avatar, probably on the bottom right. I'm going to add an avatar of Michael, and I'm going to add a voice of Michael, and we're just going to take it from there. So with that being said, let's get started by downloading it. Okay, now that it's downloaded, let's give it a listen.
Hey everyone, welcome to this video where we're going to be talking about setting up your TikTok Business Center. So up to this point, you should have your regular TikTok account set up.
Okay, so as you can tell, there's some background sound. The quality is really low. The volume's really low. Just the volume alone should be improved. So in order to improve the volume, what we have to do is we have to get the MP3 file from this video. Now, there's a few ways to do it. If you have video editing software, that's one of the easiest ways to do it. But what I'm going to show you how to do is I'm going to show you how to do it right inside of QuickTime. So how to do it inside of QuickTime is you simply go to the video right here, and you're going to click File, Export as Audio Only. And just like that, we're going to export it to the desktop. There we go. And so now the audio is saved to the desktop. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to convert that audio into an MP3 file. So to do that, I'm going to go to a service called Cloud Convert. Now, this is going to be free, and that's why I like using Cloud Convert. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to select the file that we just downloaded. It's right here, TikTok Business Center Setup. And now we're going to decide how to convert it. And so we're going to go ahead and convert it to MP3 and click Convert. Okay, that was fast. And so now we're going to click Download, save it to the computer. So it's in our downloads folder. Now we have the audio from his video as an MP3 file. So now we're going to go over to Adobe Podcast Enhance, and we're going to click Upload, and we're going to upload that file. And so now we're going to simply wait. Now this can take, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. So we're going to go ahead and speed this up. Okay, so that took roughly 1.5 minutes. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and click Download, and it's going to be enhanced, and we're going to save that to our downloads folder. So just like that, we now have the original audio from his video, and now we have the enhanced audio. But we're going to go ahead and set that aside for just a minute. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to a tool called Studio DID. And Studio DID is where we're going to go ahead and create a video based on the avatar. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to log in. It's a 6-minute video, and a free trial is going to give us 5 minutes. So we're going to click down here on the bottom right, bottom left that is. We're going to log in and sign up. We're going to go over here to sign up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to enter an email address. Let's say Cashflow Champion. And if it's a Gmail address, I'm going to add a plus. And then I'm going to say TikTokSetup@gmail.com. So my regular email is cashflowchampion@gmail.com. I just simply put cashflowchampion plus TikTokSetup@gmail.com. Continue, and then you're going to go ahead and put in a password, put in one that is strong, and continue. And so now it's going to send a link to my email, which I'm going to go ahead and click and confirm, and it's going to open me up into my trial account. So here's the email. Now let's just go ahead and confirm the account. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and say we're using this for personal, social media. I'm done. So now we're inside of an actual account with 20 credits, which is 5 minutes. And so now we're going to go ahead and create the video. Now, the first thing we're going to need to do is add an image of Michael. Now, it doesn't have to be Michael. I could choose any one of the existing ones, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I have one that's similar to Michael. We're going to go ahead and use that. Okay, so this right here was actually created with an app called Lensa. And so what we're going to do is we're going to call this TikTok Setup 1. We're going to call it TikTok Setup 1 because we have to break it into 2 parts. Now, there's a couple of ways to break this into 2 parts. One is we can simply open the audio file over here. We can open the audio file inside of QuickTime and simply cut it, and we can make 2 different videos. However, I'm going to be using Adobe Premiere to edit it. Now, you don't have to use Adobe Premiere. You can use any editing software that you want, but I'm familiar with Adobe Premiere, so we're going to go ahead and use it. So here we are inside of Adobe Premiere, and even if you've never used it before, it's actually quite simple. I'm just going to click New Project, and I'm just going to call it TikTok Business Setup. Just like that, TikTok Business Setup. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the file that is the original TikTok Business Setup that he recorded, right? And so here it is, TikTok Business Setup MP4, just like this. I'm going to go ahead and check that box right there and create. And so what it did was it actually brought this video inside of Adobe. Now, even if you've never used Adobe and this stuff scares you, really, I'm only going to be using like 2 things inside of here, so it's not a big deal at all. First thing is this little bar down here. This allows me to be able to drag it open, bigger, or smaller, right? And then this bar down here is going to make the volume a little bit bigger. Now, we want that because we want to see a good place to be able to cut it, because we're going to make this 2 videos, 2 audios, which I think is probably right about here. Okay, so we could just choose a spot. Let's say it was right there. And now what we have is we actually have 2 audio files. And so inside of Adobe Premiere, you just go to the beginning of the file and you press I on your keyboard. That marks an in point. And then you're going to go over here. I just use the down arrow to kind of toggle back and forth, the up and down arrow, the down arrow, and we're going to press O, and that marks the out point. So that says I only want to work with this file. We're going to zoom in a little bit, and I'll show you why. When you zoom in a little bit, you just want to make sure it's right on that cut. So right here, we have this right on the cut, and that's going to allow us to be able to simply cut the audio right there. So watch what we're going to do. We're going to go to Export, and we're going to call this TikTok Audio 1. And we're going to go over here to Format, and we're going to choose MP3. Pretty simple. Next, we're going to send it over to Media Encoder. And so just like that, it was sent to Media Encoder. Now the next thing we're going to do, again, up and down arrows, right? Up and down. We're going to mark a new in point right where the second part starts and an out point right there. Drag that over one, boom. And then we're going to go over to Export. We're going to call this TikTok Audio 2, MP3, send to Media Encoder. Again, very, very simple. So when we go over to Media Encoder, you can see all these other files that I already did, right? We don't need to worry about any of those files. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to work with these 2 new files, these ready files, right? We could even delete all these if we wanted, you know, make that one ready. We could just delete all these other ones. We don't need them anymore. These 2 files are simple MP3 files. And we're going to go ahead and just hit it like that. Now we didn't even name them. We just call them Sequence 1, Sequence 2. It didn't even matter. We didn't even name them. So watch how simple that is. Those are done, right? So now we have 2 audio files. I'll show you what they look like. So here they are, TikTok Audio 1, TikTok Audio 2. Now watch how cool this is. We're going to go over here to this audio setup inside of Studio DID, and we're going to click Upload Your Own Voice. We're going to click that, go to the desktop, and we're going to click Audio 1, TikTok Setup 1 with Audio 1. Pretty much that simple. And then we're going to go ahead and click Generate Video, and it's going to show us that we're going to use 10 of our 20 credits. Generate. Okay, so now this video in the background is actually loading. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and speed up the video and wait for this to be done. Okay, so it's done. And for perspective, that took about, 90 seconds if I had to guess. So now we're just going to click on the 3 dots and click Download. It's going to go ahead and save to the Downloads folder. We're going to probably add DID to it because we know we're doing it inside of Studio DID. So there we go. Pretty simple, right? So now we're going to go to Create Video, and we're going to call this TikTok Setup 2. We're going to go to Audio, go to the desktop, and choose the second audio. Now, I'm going to show you it's not going to work, most likely won't work, and I'm going to show you why and how to be able to fix it. So when we go to Generate Video, it's going to say it's going to take 15 credits, but we only have 10 available. That's because it was a 6-minute video, and we only get 5 minutes inside of our trial. So I'm going to X this out, and what we're going to do is we're going to go down here and log out. Then we're going to go back in and log in, sign up, and Cashflow Champion plus TikTok Setup 2 at gmail.com. Continue. Choose a strong password. Continue. And now we're going to go ahead and verify it via email. So here we are, confirm the account, personal, social media, I'm done. And now we're inside, create video. And now we need to load back in Michael's picture because this is a new account. So there's Michael's picture. We're going to go ahead and call this TikTok Setup 2. Audio, go back to the same step that we just did. There's the audio. And now you'll see that it will actually work. So we're going to click Generate Video. And now 15 out of 20 credits. So now we can generate it. And again, it's going to load in the background. The last one took 90 seconds. So my guess is this one will probably take about 2 minutes. And of course, you could be doing other things in the background, but for the sake of this tutorial video, I'm just going to go ahead and let this load and speed it up. Okay, that took basically 2 minutes almost on the dot. So I'm getting pretty good at this to know it. So we're going to go ahead and download this one. And we are going to add DID to it, just so we know. There we go. So now what we have is we have 2 talking avatars of Michael. So let's go back to our project inside of Adobe Premiere. Now over here, we're going to go down here to our downloads, and we're going to grab these 2 DID setups, and we're going to drag them down. That's all we did. We just grabbed the 2 that we did. We're going to drag them down. We're going to go ahead and drag the first one over here. And let me actually zoom out so you can kind of see a little bit better. And drag that one, boom, put it right there. And we're going to drag the second one and put it right after. Now you noticed that it actually dragged the video up here, but it also dragged this extra audio file down there. Now we want that. The reason we want that, we're gonna go all the way back to the beginning. We're gonna zoom in, which you can just use right here, right? Zoom in, and kind of see the whole thing here. The reason we want that audio file is that we actually can drag this up right here, really easy. We actually want these to match. So we wanna look at these and kind of see how well they match. They look pretty close, but this bottom file right here is a little bit off. It looks a little bit to the right. So we could fix that really easy. Let's just go back to the beginning. Let's just cut a little bit out of it. And so cutting is actually pretty simple. You just use the little razor tool, or you can just press the button C. Press C and it turns into a little razor. We're just gonna take this bottom file down here. We're gonna cut a little bit of it. And then we're gonna press V, or the arrow up here. It's gonna be selection tool V. So C and V. V just turns it back into an arrow. So now we're gonna click that little beginning part. There we go, and delete it. So I'm working only with this file here, which is the video and the audio. So now what I wanna do is I just wanna zoom in a little bit. And you can, if you have a Mac or if you have a touchpad, you could actually just zoom out really easily, but you could always use this button down here to be able to zoom in and zoom out and stuff like that. You can kind of see it. So now what I wanna do is I just wanna drag this over a little bit and see if I can get it a little bit closer. We wanna try to get it spot on if we can. So now I might've dragged it a little bit too far. You're only gonna do this once. Okay, boom, that looks pretty good. So now if I play it,
Now, once we're here, we're good.
it's gonna sound robotic. The reason it's gonna sound robotic is because there's two files. There's two audio files. There's the main one right here, and then there's the second one. Well, we don't need this second one anymore. We don't actually need this anymore. And so when you don't need it anymore, it's pretty cool, right? So these options over here, and there's all these little options, right? So linked selection, we just click that, boom. And now it's going to unlink these. Now I can click this audio separately from the video. We're just gonna delete it. And we're done with that. That's that. What we have now is we have the original video of Michael, which is right here. And then we have this big talking avatar that's just over it. Don't worry, we're gonna make that small in just a second. But we only have one audio file. That's really good. Now we're gonna go over here to the second one and we're gonna repeat the process. So we're gonna go here to the beginning of it, right here. And we're gonna take this bottom one here. And we're gonna kind of move it over, maybe over a little bit more. That looks like it's spot on. Okay, now it's unlinked, right? So you can see here, let me go back actually, undo. What we wanna do is we actually wanna link those back, we wanna link those back together. Now we wanna drag it over just a little bit, just like that, and then hit the unlink button, click off, and unclick the video, unclick the audio right there, boom. So now what we have is we have the video files, his little talking avatar up there, and we have the single audio file. If you zoom out, this is what it looks like. This track right here is the talking avatar. This track right here is his screen recording, and this track right here is his audio. Now, there's only one thing left to do that's pretty simple, which is we need that enhanced audio. So we're gonna go ahead and drag that enhanced audio that we did with Adobe Podcast Enhance. As you can see here, it automatically saves it as enhanced, so it's easy to find. We're gonna drag that over here to our bin, and then we're gonna drag that underneath this whole file. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go to the beginning, we're gonna zoom in, go to the beginning, and we're gonna try to make sure that it's lined up. I like getting in really close. We're gonna make sure that it's lined up. Now, one way is just click play and listen.
Hey everyone, welcome to this video
It's actually pretty spot on. We could try nudging it one to the right,
where we're going to be talking.
and that's probably even more accurate. So now what we're gonna do is one final thing we're gonna do, now that we have it all accurate, is we don't need this audio anymore. So there's two options of what we could do with it. One, we can drag this up over it, just like that, right? Or undo. Or we could simply just delete this entire track if we wanted. Now I prefer to just drag it up and over it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just drag it up, boom. We just dragged the new enhanced audio over the entire file. So now it's only the enhanced audio and it's only this talking avatar video, right? However, we still have one major thing left. This avatar is blocking the entire video. So what we need to do is we need to turn this into a small little circle. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on it, just like this, and we're gonna go over here to these arrows, and we're gonna click Effects. We're gonna type in an effect called Circle. Grab this little circle icon and just drag it right there onto that file. Pretty simple, it made a circle, okay? Okay, whatever. So let's go over here to Effect Controls, right here. Change blending mode to Stencil Alpha. Now put the image inside of the circle, but all you see is a nose, right? So we're gonna go ahead and we need to work on that a little bit, right? So you need to look at some of these options here. Inside of Motion, for example, under Motion, Scale. This is gonna be the size that that nose is, right? So let's make that kind of big, something like that. And then Radius, this is inside, you can make the circle even bigger. So now you got his whole face, right? So you can see those two things. So Let's go back. Let's make this thing really, really small. And let's make this radius really, really big. And you kind of keep messing with it. Let's go back to really small. Radius really, really big. And I'm just dragging to the right and to the left. So you can kind of see, there he is. And you're just kind of dragging. I'm clicking inside of it and dragging to the right and left. See that? So what we want to do is we want to see where it's a square and where it's a circle. I think, so we're going to make the circle as small as possible where he's still pretty visible in it. I think that's a good spot right there. And now for scale, see, now we can decide how big or how small we want it. I'm just clicking in there and dragging left and right. So I think we want it probably like that big. And then position. Position this first one, click in it, and you can move left and right, just like this. We're going to move it all the way over here, kind of to the right. And then the other position here is going to be the up and down, right? So I'm just clicking in it, and then we're going to go all the way down like this. So we're just going to find a spot that we think looks good for him. So now we put him inside of a circle. We put him over here on the bottom right. And now we can click on this if we want. And this whole entire picture here, right? This picture, we can double click on it, and we could actually make this one a little bit bigger if we want. Maybe we want to scale it a little bit bigger. See what we could do there? We could scale this background video a little bit bigger. Maybe make it fill in the screen a little bit better. Something like that maybe. We could just really mess with it. But it looks good right there. So now what we have, if we wanted to play it, let's go back to the beginning and let's listen.
Hey everyone, welcome to this video where we're going to be talking about setting up your TikTok business center.
So you can see it's got the enhanced audio. It's got the picture of Michael inside of here. It's a talking avatar and it's going through his whole entire thing, right? Now, there's going to be one problem. Look at this avatar. It's still super big inside of there, right? So we already fixed this one over here. See a little one on the bottom right? We already fixed it. So once we've already done it, we simply click on the file, we right click, go up to the top and press copy. Then we come over here to this one, click on the actual DID file, right click and press paste. Paste attributes. It should automatically save them and press OK. And look at that. And that is how simple this was. So now we mark an in point in the beginning and an out point at the end right there. That's how simple this is. Look at that. We've got the whole video. And let's take a look at what we've got. The whole video right here, if we kind of scroll through it, it's a talking avatar the entire time on the bottom right that we just did in minutes. It's got an enhanced audio file, and it also has the original screen show presentation. So inside a number of minutes, something that any outsourcer could do, something that any VA can do, I just took a video, I improved the audio, I added a talking avatar to it, and I brought it to life a little bit more by having a character to it.